7. Time for 7 First Alert weather.
I already mentioned the low temperature in Stanley this morning being 21 degrees below zero. We are seeing some below average temperatures here in the Treasure Valley. 34 degrees for Boise today. That's a few degrees off of what is average for this time of year. It's not terribly below average. If you want to talk about real cold, though, look at this Arctic air that's bleeding into the Midwest and on its way eastward. The high temperature in Minneapolis today was 4 degrees. It was 14 for a high in Bismarck. 16 degrees for a high temperature in Chicago, and likely felt like it was closer to zero throughout the entire day with just a little bit of wind. We know how much little wind it takes to really cut that wind chill straight through you. Our almanac, again, comparing it to what is average for this time of year, 38 degrees is where we should be, at least according to our 30-year climatological averages. Taking a look at the records to compare for today, I mentioned yesterday, yeah, okay, you could say this could happen, but also that could happen. So I'll stay with near average. And as Carolyn mentioned, the sunset getting later and later tonight at 5:28. Over the next 4 weeks, we gain 1 hour of daylight. So some brighter days ahead of us. High pressure ridge still in control for us. That was what was responsible for our beautiful blue skies, the sunshine we enjoyed through the weekend. A weak disturbance is pushing through, not strong enough to change anything with the temperature inversion that's in place for us, but that is what brought us extra cloud cover today. And you see that this low pressure center off the coast of the Pacific Northwest. It'll ride up and over the ridge. This is not our storm. It's not our precipitation. Things will stay dry across southern and central Idaho really throughout the next week and perhaps even beyond. I'm looking at about 10 days before we start to see some relief. So running through that future cast there, not a lot to see from, say, the central mountains down south through even Nevada and Utah. Everything happening to the north of us because of that high pressure that's in control and remains to dominate the weather story for quite some time. A lot of rain headed to areas that really don't need any more rain and snow, I should say, precipitation to the extreme Pacific Northwest, and we're left high and dry. This is taking forecast models out through the end of the week and even into the weekend. So what's the snow potential? We've done really well with snow through the middle part of winter, and now things look to be slowing down. So when can we hope for more, and when can we hope for some changes? It looks like it takes at least the next 10 days to start to bring some changes into the forecast area. Will this system be strong enough to break down the inversion? Remains to be seen. So we'll stay on top of that forecast for you. For tomorrow, a little more of the same on the way, starting in the teens for the Magic Valley, wrapping up the day near 30 degrees, hoping for some warmer temperatures for Stanley tomorrow, but not getting very warm today and then cooling back down overnight. It'll take a lot to kind of get to that mid and upper 20s tomorrow. In the west central mountains, mid to upper 20s for McCall, Donnelly, Cascade. Considerable cloud cover tomorrow in comparison to the sunshine we had over the weekend, partly to mostly cloudy skies in store for us with temperatures very similar to where they were today, similar to where they'll be for the next several days. Here's a look at the 7-day forecast. More of the same expected through the weekend and into next week. You can always find the freshest forecast at ktvb.com. Carolyn, I forgot I was supposed to come back and talk to you more about that sunshine that stayed up a little later this evening.
It made me feel good, and
yes.
I think it made a lot of people feel pretty good to see that later on. So we like what's going on with the time change.
Gaining
right now.
Daylight.
We love it. Thank you so much. We've got more ahead for you coming up.